2002. Not the first time you heard Missy sing Work It, Is It Worth It? Not the time Halle Berry won her first Oscar for Best Actress in Monsters Ball. Not 2 years after the world was supposed to end. Not our first glimpse of Spider-Man in live action. No, not that 2002. This one. Made by BMW, the name came from a 2-door body and 2-liter engine. A spunky little car that gave the company the edge to dominate the compact luxury segment. And it was made for the twists and turns because the engine packs 113 horsepower. But this one packs 350. To the wheels, because it was made by Modifi. This build packs so many goodies, inside and out. Manofied really took their time combining today's needs with the love of yesterday. And today, Rashod is going to give us some insight into the car. How does it feel being behind the wheel of a 2002?
Feels amazing. I have all the cars I've ever driven. I would say this is probably top 2, if not number 1. Just feels classic, classy, nostalgic. Mine are hot rodded, so they're fast. They keep up with the LA traffic. It's a good time.
And what made you go, oh shit, enough to spend so much time in this?
Time and money. Time and money. I would say the turbo, on this one, the turbo sticking out of the hood, really stands out.
Driving a 2002 is one of the easiest ways to stand out. I know one more way, which is being black in the car space. Yeah. What has that experience been like for you?
Well, this one was built by Manofied Cars, so this one is available for sale. I don't own this particular one, but I've spent a lot of time in it. I do have my own 2002 or 1600, and I drive a lot of these. And what I could say is, like, the 2002 in general has just really opened me up to a whole new automotive community, and it's been lovely, man. I take it serious. I feel like I'm a good ambassador of the mark, you know what I mean? Honestly, it just has opened up more opportunities to connect with either people of color or just all people in general. And I could tell that it inspires some other people too to kind of to take a chance on buying vintage. Yeah. Because it has really worked out well for me. I've been able to build and forge relationships, and now I'm in all different kind of 2002s all the time. So yeah, it's really just kind of opened up my creative channel, opened up my community more. And it's just fun. It's just fun to drive. And you see people here, there's a whole nother crew of people trying to take a shot with the car and all that, which is cool. I try to be cool and nice and share as much as possible.
And you drive a modern Porsche as your daily. What is it like hopping out of something with all the technology, all the gadgets, and then you go to something that's so analog like a 2002?
Switching, from the 997 to the 2002. First of all, I will say that my personal 2002 is a 69 1600, and I low-key kind of like it better. I drive it more. I don't really have a commute, so I don't really put a lot of miles on any car. Haggerty. But I kind of daily the 1600 now. What it does is it actually makes me appreciate the 997, a little bit more when I get into it. I'm like, oh, I can do my Bluetooth and be really quick to get, to my destination. And if anything, I would just say, as a person that's owned the 911 for a while, that is not really super oh, a 911, If anything, I would say the vintage BMWs have helped me appreciate it a lot more.
Love that.
Put them next to each other, and honestly, I reach for the 2002
most of the time.
Every time.
Yeah.
Let's go take a drive. All right. Woo!
We're doing seatbelts, huh?
Time into BC. Yeah, man. 350 to the wheels. What you mean?
Safety first, kids.
Right. Woo, let's go.
Ooh. I guess first gear would be appropriate.
Maybe. Woo. The turbo sounds, baby.
So this right here is a 1972, 2002, commissioned by a customer out in Illinois. He wanted a turbo, but he wanted it with the round tail lights. So this is sort of like a Frankenstein type of car.
How does it typically look? What you mentioned, the circular lights.
Yeah.
Is it square?
So the 2002s, they have either square tail lights like an E30, or they have circular tail lights like an old car.
Oh.
And that's how you can tell like how old or new the car is. So this one's sort of like a Frankenstein because it's got the round tail lights, but it's got the turbo body. The original BMW turbo was created in '74. That year they had switched to the square tail lights.
God.
I love having this one as a contrast to the other one, you know. This one's got a high horsepower 4-banger in it.
That does feel like the limit when you're getting into a 4-banger to get a decent amount of power out of it. You know, staying around the 400 to 500 range is good. And so you have 350s to the wheels, which is, we could round up to 4 to the crank.
Yeah. The engine's built for more power. The trick with getting that much power out of M42, which is what this engine has in it, is trying to get it reliably. You know, that's what the R&D, and we're in the R&D process right now on that, trying to reliably get 500 horsepower out of a M42 4-banger. It's not easy. It's not easy work.
What are some of the challenges that you've had to overcome?
Well, Manofied's the one that builds them, so he could speak to that a little bit more clearly, but an example of something that we have to figure out is like the position of the turbo. Heat is too close to the valve cover seal, and so it'll heat up and kind of deteriorate the valve cover seal. So we got to, you know, figure out a better heat shielding sort of mechanism for that, or relocate the turbo, which probably is not ideal considering the whole. You know, I get to like test drive them and put some miles on them and break them, and
I love it.
And you know, get them fixed up before the end customer gets them. I personally think that 350 is about the sweet spot. A little turbo. Yeah, it's a real hoot to drive.